just don't think ours is it.
Hey, number one. Okay. And I want, huh?
Yeah.
Kenny's my agent.
It's like someone filmed.
Number one.
You want to give him a microphone?
If I had one, I would.
Number one.
That's it?
Magic trick?
Magic trick?
Whistle?
Oh, wiffle ball.
The little wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Chipper was obsessed about baseball. And he practiced, and he practiced, and he practiced for hours and hours a day. And in our basement, Chipper hung this ball, not this one, but a ball like this, from the rafter. And he practiced his hitting, his eye-hand coordination by hitting this little ball. And he did this for hours a day. The funny thing about it is, he was right below the living room. So we would be watching TV like Gunsmoke or Bonanza or Combat or whatever, and you would hear this boop boop, boop boop. Remember that? Boop boop, boop boop. And this would go on for hours. Chipper would be hitting the little ball to improve his eye-hand coordination.
Oh, to say something, Will, but you know, one
Oh,
thing
now
about...
you want to have
But one thing, he got to go to Cooperstown. Remember we all went to Cooperstown to watch him play baseball? We all went to Cooperstown as a family to watch him play baseball there. And one thing, I just gotta say another thing.
Yeah, and now it's another thing.
He loved hot fudge sundaes and things like that. And Sunday night when it was make your own dinner, he would have a hot fudge sundae, and Dad would come out and said, "I thought you were in training." Baseball players, they don't eat hot fudge sundaes. What are you doing eating that hot fudge sundae? You're in training. And Dad got so mad with you, he was always eating to have hot fudge sundaes.
Okay, so my father was grooming him to play for the Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Really grooming him. And so they sent him to this special summer camp because he was a catcher. And my father was sure he was going to play for the Yankees because my father knew the umpires. Remember Janine?
Yes, yeah.
My father knew all the umpires for the Yankees and for all the major leagues. And Chipper injured his thumb. And there went his career.
Yeah, catch his thumb.
That was it.
See if Missy and Leslie and Karen remember this, and this has something to do with Chipper and my father. So I need your help, Kyle. You understand it? So I'm Chipper, and I take my wallet out of my pocket and I open it up, and this is what my father would do when Chipper would open his pocket. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Yes.
Because little do you know, Chipper was very frugal.
Yeah, so these are the moms.
And my father would give him such a hard time about never opening up his wallet, saying he was killing the moths. Remember that?
Oh, I sure do remember that. Yeah.
Number 3.
Oh my
The
God,
run. The run. Chipper, what in God's name?
Oh my God!
Like he needed.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Here's a picture of Chipper with nice curly hair.
Good looking.
Here's a picture of Chipper with his toupee.
Oh.
But nobody dared say anything to Chipper because we thought he'd knock your head off.
Except for Mike.
And I don't know why.
Mike said something to him.
Did he? Well, I never said anything to that.
Oh my
I was afraid
God!
to. After all the years.
Never cleaned it at all.
It was horrible. It was so hard. It was hard as a rock.
Donnie, did you say something to him
Donnie,
about it? You had a
expand
story
on
about
it.
it.
And he kept it on a white styrofoam head. A white styrofoam head. And it was hard as a rock. It was like, I don't know if it was hairspray or gel or what.
And then when he decided not to, wear it, he thought he'd sell it on eBay. Yes, he did. Stop it. He thought he'd sell it on eBay.
Oh my God, thank you.
I don't always call it the rug. I don't think he even used glue or anything. He just packed it on there and went on his way.
Nobody had the nerve to say anything to him.
No.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's got to be a Wilson glass, right?
Oh.
Wilson
part of our childhood.
100%.
This is like all of our drinkware.
Oh yeah.
It was like a Christmas gift for everybody.
Is there a story behind it?
Yes, hold on.
You know,
He's got to get his pop.
Sorry.
Wilson had everything. They had clothing and they had shorts, shirts.
They were like the Nike back then.
They were like the Nike back then. Exactly. They had everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were all. I was outfitted in shorts and shirt, and we had Wilson glasses, and tennis balls, and rackets. You know, this kind of a segue into Chipper's sense of humor. Chipper was, the way I saw Chipper, at least when I was a kid, Chipper was not really funny. Not like his younger brother. I mean, he didn't tell jokes. He didn't goof around. His humor was more subtle, more sardonic, more sarcastic. And during this time, Chipper came up to me and he said, "I got a Wilson basketball for you." I mean, oh, this is great because everything's Wilson. I'm going to have this basketball. I'm going to show it to my friends. And he pulled this out. And he gives this to me. This is my Wilson basketball.
Oh my God.
That's the actual one. I save everything.
Oh my God.
No, you get. I'm not keeping any of this stuff.
Oh,
That is funny.
Yeah.
I never heard that story.
Harlan Coben. This is not Harlan Coben. But Chipper turned me on to Harlan Coben. And last year he actually gave me about a half dozen Harlan Coben books. And I really like Harlan Coben.
He brought a whole box. He did, yeah.
And I let a buddy of mine borrow a Harlan Coben book, and the way I was telling Phil that the way my friends and I share a book, when we share a book, we tell them to keep it. Pass it on to somebody else. So this friend of mine gave me this book. It's by Martin Cruz Smith, who the name of the book is Tatiana, but he also wrote the book Gorky's Park. You might have seen
Oh,
the book.
for Mom. Yeah.
And it's really, really good. And what I feel bad about is he gave this to me last fall, and I thought, and I'm going to send this to Chipper. I think Chipper would really like this author. His name is Martin Cruz Smith. And I thought, well, I'll give it to him this summer. Of course, I never had the opportunity to do that. So it's a lesson learned that, you know, don't hold off on doing something nice for somebody. Don't hold off on complimenting somebody or sharing something with somebody. By the way, this is a great book. If anybody wants to have it, they're welcome to have it. But this reminds me of Harlan Coben. And he's another author that's very similar to Harlan Coben. He's very, very good.
Did he bring a whole box up with him?
Ready to go out to California and kill Karen. Because he was, can you believe Karen didn't like that book? Can you believe she didn't like that book?
But the book wasn't like a David Baldacci. It was like a Hallmark holiday movie, right? So it was very different. So I was like, I was appreciative that Uncle Chipper actually liked because it was so different, right?
Remember a sec. I don't know if you remember this, and this is a little somber, but this was a lesson that I learned, was the letter.
Oh, not the
Either,
letter?
wait, hold on, Karen.
Karen.
Either when Chipper, and I don't know for sure, when he started at Staunton Military Academy or he went to the University of Detroit, Chipper decided he wanted to play football. He wanted to play college football. So he tried out for the team, and he made the team, the season started, and then he quit. Okay, no big deal. But he sent a letter to the family, and I still remember reading this letter and being really touched by it. He was humble enough to say, you know, I quit. And he apologized to the family for quitting. He said, I know I let you all down. I didn't feel let down. In fact, I was quite moved that he'd go to this point to go ahead and apologize for it. You know, I'm really sorry, but Chipper was not into dogs. Back in the early years, he was into rabbits. Picture Chipper with his pet rabbit. Picture of Chipper with his pet rabbit.
I had too much to drink. There's a rabbit.
Can I see? Show
You
me.
can have a second picture to prove that. Chipper and his pet rabbit.
Oh my God.
That was my rabbit.
For real?
Sophia. Sophia.
But
So my parents had a party one night, and the rabbit ran wild in the house. I mean, he ran wild.
It was my rabbit.
Barbara, a friend of my parents, said,
I got the pet store.
I think I gotta go. I think I had too much to drink. I think I just saw a rabbit.
it's not what you think. And again, Audrey and Donnie, this is not the early years. Chipper was not into M&M peanut candy. This is what he wasn't into those.
She's into Hot Fudge Sunday.
Yeah, he did the hot fudge.
This is the truth. I'm not making any of this up.
I know you're
Chipper was into
Oh my God. You are so right. Yes.
You remember this?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
My mother would buy radishes and she'd cut them up, she'd put them in a bowl
Yes.
and underwater on the kitchen table, and I would see Chipper empty the entire bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
He loved-
Oh
What's
my
wrong with that?
God.
There's nothing wrong with it. He
Isn't that what every
loved
family
radish.
does?
He absolutely loved radish.
He did. You were so.
Long before he started liking radish covered
He loved radish.
peas.
That's something I actually kind of forgot about him.
It was an apple.
He really liked
And
radish.
he always used to have them in the water too.
Yeah, he
in the
loved it in
fridge.
cold water.
Yeah.
Yes. They'd be in cold water. Okay. In 1961, my father took the boys to New York City to see the Yankees. And that was, if you want to hear the whole story about New York City, you have to watch the director's cut. We'll do that later. And my father and the four of us drove to Albany, where we went and watched Chipper play in an AAU baseball game. And Chipper was really good. He played for AAU. And during that game is when he hurt his thumb. So I remember we watched the game and he hurt his thumb and his right hand was all bandaged up.
Yes,
And he caught with his left hand. Right, but it was a foul tip that caught his thumb. It was a bat with a ball, but anyways, he hurt his thumb. So his right hand was all bandaged up. So we went to see a doubleheader at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees were playing the Minnesota Twins. And my father got fabulous seats. They were right behind the Yankee dugout. We were up about 10 rows and we got box seats. I mean, it was phenomenal for all of us. This was Chipper's first Major League Baseball game. And Chipper was all about baseball. Okay. The third inning of the first game, Whitey Ford is pitching for the Yankees. Okay. I'm getting there. And Lenny Green is up to bat. Now it's easy to remember Lenny Green because he was a black. And back in '61, there weren't many black players in Major League Baseball. He was an outfielder for the Minnesota Twins. And Whitey Ford is pitching to him. First pitch, ball strike. Second pitch, low on the inside. I still remember this. Not really. Fourth pitch, low on the outside. Fifth pitch, he fouls the ball off. The sixth pitch, Whitey Ford was a fastball pitcher, and Lenny Green was a little late around the plate, and he hits a foul ball. This is like a scene out of the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
You everybody see Field of Dreams?
Yes.
Well, if you haven't seen it, it's about a guy who discovers. If you haven't seen it,
Oh, we got a clip. We got a clip from the movie.
we'll throw it a little bit when we do the rerun. Okay, if you haven't seen it, it's about a guy who discovers baseball heaven. Okay, so it's like a clip out of Field of Dreams. The ball comes sailing over. Now Chipper's got his right hand in a bandage. He reaches up with his left hand and he snags the ball out of the air. I mean, amazing. I mean, he's 16 years old at the time. Okay, almost 17. He's at his first Major League Baseball game, and he catches the foul ball in Yankee Stadium. No, sorry, Phil. But so I got thinking about that, and thank God for the internet. And I was googling back and forth, and I actually found Lenny Green.
Is he coming today?
He's living in a total care facility, a nursing home in Spokane, Washington. And I called him.
Oh my God.
And I told him about the story about Chipper. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of creative history here. And he sends this to me. Did your father save the baseball?
No, they said that you guys needed it to play baseball with, and then it got all like worn out and broken. And
Well,
and it doesn't have it in it.
anyway. To Chip Yeomans, in quotes, nice catch, from Lenny Green, Yankee Stadium, August 6, 1961.
Oh, nice.
Way to bring the house down.
We're going to have the top 100.
Show us the ball, Andre. Wowee. Wowee, everybody.
Never tap montage because, again, what I really remember about Chipper was the early years when we lived together under the same roof, and just remember a lot about Chipper at those times. I remember Jeffrey and I having to shag his home runs. Billy would pitch to him in Onondaga Park, and Chipper would hit the ball over the trees, and Jeffrey and I would run, seemed like for miles, to catch his baseballs and bring it back. Or I'd be in the swamp. There was a swamp there too, and the woods and what have you.
Where was Mike?
I remember, I think once I played second base when Chipper was catching, and 'cause Chipper really had a rocket arm, no joke. And I remember like catching the ball once or twice, and I remember just dropping the glove because my hand hurt so much. Because he was pretending he was, tagging somebody out at second base. The other thing I remember, this is when I was in junior high school, and this may be an urban legend, but I heard this more than once, that Chipper was the first, if not the only, high school baseball player to hit a home run over the center field wall at MacArthur Stadium. That was 434 feet, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story?
Yes,
No?
I've
that
heard
story.
yeah.
Somebody came to the wake, and I'm trying to think who it is, and two people told that story.
Yeah.
Two different people who played ball with Chipper, remember?
First and not the only one ever, high school player, to
Yeah.
hit the ball over the center
Yeah.
field of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two people came to the wake and said that.
Somebody remember we met that guy at church, and he said that Chipper hit this ball and they haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
He said if they wanted to find it, they could look somewhere in Montana. He thinks that's what it is.
About how interesting Chipper's life was, so I contacted the Cooperstown Baseball Hall of Fame. And I spoke to the curator, Joe Walsh, his name is, and told him all about Chipper. He said, that's really an interesting story. He said, let me talk to the board and see if we can do something. I never expected to hear back from him. Everybody gets these successful. This is what he said. Don Chipper Yeomans, Syracuse's Mr. Baseball, inducted into the Field of Dreams Hall of Fame, February 10th, 2022.
Oh my God! Yay! Oh my God!
So those are the 10 things that I remember.
Well done.
That was fabulous. Jay, how long did you work on that? Chipper's only been gone since
This morning.
You started 9 already?
Great job.
That is
Don, all right.
unbelievable.
Thank you.
Hi, Dad.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm gonna go, but mine is nothing like Jay. He remembered more than anything. Does anybody remember what it was?
One in Florida.
The one in Florida.
Oh, he cut his.
We all went down to Florida for a summer vacation. We were climbing and cutting down coconut trees, he went to the store with some bottles, empty bottles.
Yes,
Because
Coke
you used to get Coke bottles, because you used to
We
get.
all went. We were
Yeah.
all together.
Because you used to get a nickel, well, you still get a nickel for him. And he fell and cut his hand.
Yes.
And had stitches. And he
Yes.
still talked to this day
He
about
still had
that.
quite a scar.
Yeah. He said that impacted his baseball career too. So Jay said,
They sell these at the dollar store.
no, Jay and I,
Get a matching set.
I got to tell you something. Jay and I are both cleaning out boxes, and I said to Jay, mine came in a styrofoam thing, and the plastic was all green and gray by this time because these are 25 years old. Jay said so was mine.
Oh, longer than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Before Gabby and I
So
got
Jay said, I'll give one to Donnie, and you can do what you want with yours. I said, no, you give one to Donnie and Audra, and I'll give it to the siblings in honor of Chip.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, you already gave mine. I have mine.
Oh, I have it. Okay, this is mine.
No, that's for Missy.
Right there.
Sorry. All right, so this is mine.
All right.
What other thing I have? What? Oh, no. One more thing. Cool. Anyways, this is for the siblings because Chipper loved to come to the Adirondacks, and he would always say to me, I love that campfire. It's the best thing, that campfire. I can't wait to the campfire. He would get here, he would rent a hotel room down in Old Forge. He would get here at 10 o'clock in the morning waiting for the campfire. So I got these for the siblings. Forget about little Missy.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Leslie made these. I'm outdoorsy in that I like drinking by a campfire.
Oh, that's cute.
Very nice, Leslie.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so Jay and I are cleaning, belongs to one of the siblings, if you can guess the number on it. You got a number?
Between what and what?
You and Jay. One of the
1 and 20.
Well, that's what I saw.
You didn't see it, no, because you might win it.
Did Chipper wrap that, by the way?
1 and 20.
I'll say 11.
I'll say 14.
7.
Yes! Yay!
Was that his
Now
number?
you'll find out why it's number 7. He'll find out why it's number
That's his
7.
Oh.
But he wasn't the 7th child. I know.
Fleming Companies, you know.
I have that same mug.
Oh.
I got that from
Jeff
Jeff.
was the 8th.
This is from Jeff.
Oh, Jeff was the 8th child.
Jeff was the 8th.
Well,